New York's governor, she is calling in the National Guard. A surprising move, in fact. People thought New York City was just going to be like basically the purge. But now it seems like even the New York governor is like, okay, New York City subway stations, it's a little too crazy, right? And they're sitting in 750 National Guard members and 250 New York State Police, all for the subways because patrols from the NYPD in the New York City subways at an all-time low. Why is that? It's because of one thing. They have the whole situation going on with the migrant crisis, so they can't afford to have more cops in the subway stations when the migrant crisis is basically taking all of the NYPD's attention. Look at this. National Guard troops deployed in New York City. New York City is basically a third world country now. Every single thing has to be checked. Bags, everything. Look at these National Guard members. They're basically having to do this to keep the peace. There's also other state troopers, and there's dozens and dozens of New York City subways that are implementing these National Guard members. And honestly, some locals actually like this, right? Some locals are like, okay, I could finally go to the subway and probably not get robbed. I know for some people out there, this may seem like a big hassle. You gotta get bags checked. There's also guards around, might be kind of intimidating. But let's be real, okay? Give it a month or two and look at the new stats. You'll probably see crime in New York City subway stations at an all-time low. Many people are saying that just having a couple of these guys standing there will probably curb crime by like double-digit percentages. We got more, okay? And the New York City subway system is basically TSA. And every single day, and everyone basically has to get everyone checked. And they're like, yeah, we're taking big precautions. Why did New York City suddenly start doing airport security at basically every single New York City subway? It's because the crime rate is simply through the roof. Like, for example, in the Bronx, a subway conductor was struck in the head with a glass bottle. Didn't do anything, okay? Literally was just doing his job. Somebody just hit him. And thankfully there was a doctor nearby that helped him out. The conductor also reported the incident to an officer on the 149th Street station, and she was taken to Lincoln Hospital in stable condition. No arrests have been made, right? There's a lot of this happening every single week. You can't go a day without some sort of crazy crime happening in New York subway stations. Not to mention the conductors are now being attacked. People who literally work underground. And guess what the subway conductor said? He'll never go underground ever again, right? I'm sure many of these people who work in the subways are done. Like the person in February 29th, the dude was slashed and he's like, yep, I resigned from this job. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Many residents are saying that crime is through the roof in subway stations. If you look at some of the stats, they are. It's literally going up as the NYPD patrols go down. And yes, this is a big hassle. Some people might not like that. Some people are even saying bad things about the National Guard members. But let me tell you, right? These guys here, give it a week or two, and I promise you, you will see the crime rate literally drop by double-digit percentages in New York City. And by the way, for the mere fact to have the New York governor do this is a pretty surprising fact because, this was something totally out of the blue. This was something that was... Nobody thought that the New York governor would be doing this, especially not just, a few dozen National Guard security members. We're talking about hundreds of them. And also a couple hundred state police troopers, not in one subway, numerous different subways, and also searching bags. This is essentially, New York City is like a third world country now. If New York City crime is so low, then they wouldn't need to do this. But so far, New York City, they need this, right? I know some people in New York City may say it's extra. Some of you guys may say that this is unnecessary. But my personal opinion and the opinions of many others, this is necessary. And like I said in many videos, if New York wants to go back to the glory days where everyone wants to come here to invest, they need to do some extremely drastic measures to secure the peace. Right now, New York is not peaceful. You just type in New York City subway crime, and you get dozens and dozens and dozens of incidences and articles. So it's not looking so great for New York City right now. Let's see what happens. Thanks for watching, and see you later.